Yeah, in this lecture, I'll be discussing about the photosynthesis in C3, C4, and CAM plants. Actually, this discussion is based on the fact that um, plants absorb carbon dioxide differently. That is, the concentration of the carbon dioxide that is being absorbed by the plants depends on the environment they find themselves. And this has make them to adjust to that environment, and the concentration of the oxygen, of the concentration of the carbon dioxide that is being absorbed determines the name that is given to such type of plant, whether it is C3, C4, or CAM plants. Now, we're going to start with the photosynthesis in C3 plants. The C3 plants, they are efficient under the cool weather. When the weather is cool, when the environment is wet, this is when C3 plants are efficient and they're able to open the stomata. They open their stomata and capture sunlight during the day. They are able to capture enough sunlight during the day and they're able to split water to produce oxygen and the loaded energy carriers, the NADPH and the ATP. Actually, many plants belong to those category. Many plants are C3 plants. The energy that is produced by the NADPH, as explained earlier in the other video, are used to catalyze and power the next cycle, which is the Calvin cycle. And there is another enzyme that's mentioned earlier that is very essential. The Rubisco enzyme, it catalyzes the carbon fixation reaction between the RUBP, that is, this enzyme, as was mentioned, catalyzes act upon the reaction that is between carbon dioxide that is absorbed and the RUBP, a 5 carbon compound. And so we have series of steps of conversion that takes place, and at the end of the day, the reaction produces a 2 carbon molecule that is known as a PGA. The PGA converts to more 3 carbon molecules like we have G3P. That's what we mean through series of steps. We call this was, this different series of steps that we have. We have it taking place in the Calvin cycle. So in C3 plants, you have at the stage you have two G3P, they combine and produce um, glucose. So the Rubisco further catalyzes a reaction with oxygen under certain condition when the weather is hot. So when the weather is hot, what happens at the C3 plant is that the Rubisco enzyme will now catalyze a reaction and it causes the weather. I mean, it causes a situation where you have the um, the enzyme combining with oxygen instead of carbon dioxide, and that process we refer to as photorespiration. Stomata is closed during the day and when you have a dry condition. During the day when it is hot and there is dry condition. And we have this particular type of plant, the solitary plant, they have a high photo respiration below. When there is high photo respiration, there is low photosynthesis. That is, during the time when the weather is hot, it is difficult for them to actually carry out photosynthesis. So, because they actually operate when the weather is cool. So, you have common plants, most plants are present or they carry out photosynthesis in this way. And most plants, because of this, they are referred to as C3 plants. I've given just few examples there, like you have the maize, you have rice, you have wheat, you have soya beans, you have berry, you have oat. Now let's look at C4 plants, photosynthesis in C4 plants. C4 plants, they are active or the photosynthesis occur. They are the plants that carry out photosynthesis when you have hot, sunny, high, light environment. That is when it is hot, sunny, when the environment is hot. This is when these plants, they are efficient, they are able to carry out their photosynthesis. So during this time, they open their stomata during the day. The stomata opens during the day and it closes during the hottest part of the day. It opens during the day, but when it is too hot, the hottest part, the stomata closes. So it utilizes the pathway. The photosynthesis, this part of photosynthesis in C4 plants utilizes the pathway that we refer to as a photosynthesis, C4 photosynthesis. And this type of photosynthesis also has the ability to fix carbon dioxide. Now, another thing we need to know about C4 plants is that using the PEP carboxylase. PEP carboxylase is an enzyme that you have in the mesophyll cells. It's able to fix carbon dioxide into four carbon compounds. This carbon compound, four carbon compound is what we refer to as malate. So through series of reactions, this enzyme PEP carboxylase is able to fix carbon dioxide to produce a particular four carbon compound that is referred to as a malate. And thereafter, it passes it to bundle sheet cells. Don't forget that in the C3 plants, the type of enzyme that we have is a Robisco. That's the enzyme that we have that is important in the conversion of compounds from one carbon compound to another one that we have in the carbon stage. Then you also have this type of plant, for say for plant that possess this thing, that is they have certain features. The leaves have, the plants have distinct leaf, the leaf anatomy. When you look at inside, they have certain anatomy. Then the mesophyll cells and the bundle shoot cells, they allow carbon dioxide fixation and transport. That is, this mesophyll cell, the mesophyll cell and the shoot cells, they allow the transportation, the fixation of carbon dioxide. They allow carbon dioxide to be fixed and also to be transported through through the plant. And you have multi-stage photosynthesis process in C4 plants. It minimizes photorespiration by separating initial carbon dioxide fixation and a Calvin cycle. That is, what this one does in this case is that it separates it minimizes photo respiration from taking place. That is, it makes it possible for carbon dioxide to actually be fixed, be combined with the light to produce glucose. Unlike in other words, where you have combination of this one to with the oxygen, combination of the energy with oxygen to form um, photo respiration. So in this one, it minimizes photorespiration. In C4, photorespiration process is being minimized by, it separates the initial carbon dioxide fixation and the caffeine cycle. Examples of C4 plants include sugarcane, corn, sorghum, millet. Then let's look at CAM plants. Photosynthesis in CAM plants. When we say CAM plants, the meaning of CAM is crassulacean acid metabolism plants. These ones, they thrive very well in extreme dry, arid condition, somewhere you can refer to as desert region. So they are very efficient in use of water. That is, they are very efficient in managing water. That means that, what does this mean? It means that when they have little water, they are able to carry out photosynthesis. So they open stomata only at night to maximize efficient use of water and absorb carbon dioxide. So, which means that at night, when it's not hot, they will maximize their water and they will open their stomata to be able to capture carbon dioxide. But during the day, it means that they don't open the stomata at all. They have unique photosynthetic pathway which allow them to minimize water loss while still capturing photosynthesis. So they minimize, they have a unique way which allows them to be able to minimize the loss of water. So they don't lose water because they needed more water, because in their environment there's less water available. So in order not to get dried out, in order not to get that, not to die as a result of lack of photosynthesis because of scarcity of water, they had to be able to minimize water loss so that they will be able to conserve enough water and capture enough carbon dioxide to be able to carry out their photosynthesis. Now, these plants, they have this photosynthesis occurs in the mesophyll cells, and it also use a PEP carboxylase to convert carbon dioxide and PEP to a four carbon compound, stores it and releases it, during the day for the calving cycle. So you see, just like the C4 plants, they also use PEP carboxylase enzyme, whereas the C3 plant they use uh, Rubico enzyme for the series of a conversion from one carbon compound to the other. So also in CAM plants, we have a low photorespiration taking place. These plants also separate the initial carbon dioxide fixation and calving cycle, between the night and the day, so that they're not going to lose, they don't have any reason to lose water or to lose water which would have been used for photosynthesis. Examples include cactus, pineapple, orchid. All these ones are examples of the kind of plants that we refer to as a CAM plants. They actually thrive in the, let's say in the desert. So while we have these ones thriving in the desert, we have the C3 plants thriving where you have cool or wet weather. Thank you.